there was something you guys did, I can't, like a month ago or two. I think it was kind of big. The we cannot talk about it. Come on, it was huge.
It was so huge. You know what's funny? The one thing I think about is the very first, and I think I was talking to Erica, and it was one other person, and we had talked as soon as that hashtag got started. We had a conversation of like, you know, do you really think it could hit 1 million? And I just remember, because I'm always like overly pessimistic and super like, we can do anything, we can do it. And somebody put in there like, listen, I'm gonna be happy if we hit like $40,000 bucks. And I was like, no way, you watch this. Mark my words right now. I want to go back and like frame that and put that on my wall. Mark my word, we're gonna make this happen. And then as it got closer and closer, it was like, oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
Yeah,
but I didn't think I wasn't super surprised by it though. Like when Army gets passionate about something, they just run with it and they let their voice be known, and they did that. So I think it's great.
Did you expect it to reach 1 million so quickly?
No.
I totally did. 100%. 100%.
I mean, I thought, okay, let's do this match in Million, and you know, it's a great idea. But like, I thought, okay, maybe in a week we'll get really close. You know, like we would have to really push and promote for a week. But then after a couple hours of just posting, like our initial post, I was like, oh my gosh, it is climbing like crazy. This might actually really happen. It's amazing to see. It was
exactly.
Really. Yeah.
Same. I also thought we were gonna hit it in like a week. Mm-hmm. But like as we saw the country rise by like it was very fast, and it was unreal because we've seen like projects that take a whole month and they would raise, you know, not even like $10,000. You know, I mean it's a huge number on itself, but you know, you know what I mean. It's like $8,000 in a month for this charity or something, and that day we've seen it raised by like 8,000, 10,000 in a minute. And it was unreal. It was like seeing something that's like unrealistic, but it was also very amazing to witness, to see Army supporting, coming together for a cause that is so important. I was very proud because we've known that they were already like donating. We've seen them donate through the card before that. I think it was 50,000 before the multi-million hashtag kicked off. So. We already know that they were donating, and we also know that they were sharing cards and doing like what they can. But seeing them donate again, we've seen a lot of people who donated like twice or three times more, just to reach $1 million. So that made us very, very happy to witness and to see them like very dedicated for it, you know, to reach the goal. Yeah. That was a dream come true, actually.
It was.
Yeah,
it was surreal to go to sleep and to wake up and we're like, did we make it? Oh my gosh, we actually hit it.
I stayed awake the entire time. I couldn't go to sleep.
But I knew I needed to.
I think we got to like 1 million at like 3 a.m. here. And I was like, oh, I posted a tweet and went to sleep.
I was up so much. I was giving my entire family like play-by-plays.
Yeah.
We hit this much. We hit this much. We hit this much.
Yeah, we were keeping like an eye on it because like we had the press release and stuff, so like we were like, oh, when it's gonna hit it? Should we like, because we already know that we've known that they already hit it before the 1 million mark. If we counted the, you know, they submitted to the form, right? We had a form for the ones who donated to different organizations that were not part of Match a Million. So if we counted those, they already hit 1 million before the 24 hours mark. So we were wondering if we should have said that or keep them, you know, excited for the Act Blue one.
Well, I can do the logistics. So like people, once this whole thing started, when everything with Mr. Floyd went down, like at least Twitter, because that's where we are, it blew up like everywhere. Anything I saw on my timeline was about what was happening and what was happening in America. Like, I think most of us all knew that there was an oppression, but I don't think a lot of us knew how deep it went. And everyone started educating everyone about everything. And of course, usually when stuff like this happens, people also looked to One in an Army and started asking us like, what can we do? And since we're not an awareness account, which is something that a lot of people want us to be, but we don't feel like we have enough knowledge of everything going around in the world and with politics and everything, that we don't want to do that. We just stick to what we know. So when everyone wanted us to share something, we found this Google Doc that had a lot of resources, but it was mainly the donation part that we focused on. And then our research team said, like, yes, these are good ones to share. So because it was like bombarding us with stuff, so we just tried to get something out pretty quickly. Since crisis is something that we don't do projects for. But then after about a week and everything was still going on, someone asked us, like, there are so many places to donate to. Could you kind of like tell us which ones you prefer, or not prefer, but which we would recommend? And that's when our research team really went down to it and like really checked them also. So it would like check all our boxes as something that we would actually share. And that's when the card came, because we've seen a lot of cards going around. So I was like, maybe we should do a card, because that seems like an easier way to do it than doing threads that can split and everything. So that's when the card came about. And then also another team member from the research team saw the Act Blue fundraisers, that it was mostly used for bail funds, but she saw that the organizations that we had on our list was also available on the Act Blue site. So then I said, maybe we should do one of those as well, because a lot of people are also saying they don't know where to donate to. So this gave them a way to not have to choose, so to speak. So that's why we actually, and to be able to use Act Blue, you had to start a fundraiser. So that's why we don't usually start fundraisers for crisis stuff, but since you had to do that to be able to use the split donation thing, we had to do that as well. So that's the thing that we used to like track everything. And that one had about, I think, 50,000 American dollars before the whole thing started, which is a lot already, because usually our, I think the biggest one before that was probably when BTS went to Corden and then CDC. Yeah, CDC. And that one had 20,000, which was matched by Lysol, so it made 40,000. So this one was already huge. And then everything, and then BTS donated $1 million, and a lot of armies all of a sudden said, let's match it. And so some armies actually like took it in their own hands, so like, let's actually do this. And then they asked if we could track it, because we said, yeah, we already have all this stuff, go ahead and use it. And then off it went.
Yeah, off it went.
So it's like, we didn't actually like do Match a Million. We didn't have much to do with it, really. We just gave people the resource to be able to do it, which is a huge misconception. There we go.
But it's huge. It's not, you make it sound like it's small. Oh, we only gave people the way to do it. That's the main thing about all these things. Like, you can say that about every single charity you guys promote or organize. Like, we just give people the way to donate to this cause, but it's a lot. And when you have a specific account that does that, it allows everyone to channel it directly to it. And also, like, when someone sees someone donate, then another person also says, oh, okay, because together we're stronger, I'll donate as well. And every dollar counts, every cent counts. It's like voting, like, you should vote because every vote counts. So it's the same here. Like, you start small, but the numbers grow. And so having that one account, that centralized account, it's not small. It's not something like, oh, we're just giving them a way to do it. No, it's very, very big. Because everyone
can argue about this with you all day if you want to, but I'm still gonna say, like, it's Armin who does all these things. We're just here to give them something to stand on.
But
yeah, I would say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, I would say that basically we had a contribution because we tried to help, but mainly this is a common effort. And of course, the results is amazing. Like I personally didn't think that it would blow up that way. And as Lou said, it's mostly because many people are ignorant and many people all around the world don't care enough about many things and many problems. So to see such an issue that has been ongoing for years and years and years, it's something that was really truly impressive because everyone's effort was coming together on one thing. So of course, to be one of the person who helped, like simply putting it up, like helping sharing what could be done, this is like amazing. Like I personally, I'm so proud to have been like part of this and to have been able even to help one person. But I completely agree with Lou because we are only contributors. Like we helped, yes, we tried to help as much as we could, but this is everyone's effort that come together that made this amazing results. And I'm definitely grateful for every single person that gave even just $1. It made the complete result amazing. I personally gave, but it doesn't matter, you know, it's like one person that gave made an amazing result and it came together. And being at least 1% of these people who actually tried to do something about it just makes me proud and makes me proud of everyone who tried to help and did something about it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I think another thing to mention here is how different it was from our regular campaigns as well, because usually, I mean, it's amazing. It's so great that Army donate even to our monthly campaigns, but usually, you know, we have a campaign going for the whole month and we promote it every single day and we do side activities and we're like saying, this is our cause, like, let's come together, and we maybe get like $5,000 or we get $6,000 or $7,000 or $8,000, and that's still incredible and it still makes so much of an impact. But then all of a sudden, to go from having a whole month and getting maybe at like $10,000 in our campaign to having like 2 days, $1 million, and we didn't do the side, we didn't have to do the whole like, oh, here's our side activity, here's us promoting it every single minute, like, which, and I mean, that's fun. It's fun to promote our campaign so much, but we basically did no promotion and we just gave the mechanism for it. And then it was like thousands of times more than what we would usually manage to collect. So it really took off by itself.
Yeah, like the Black Lives Matter movement donation thing is like, it really wasn't us. like it truly was Army who did, like, we saw people who like tried to get people outside of Army to donate, like, and people that were associated with BTS in some way, and they got them to donate, which people like that usually have a little deeper pockets than
Yeah.
than what a regular Army has. And it's like, I know we talked about it a lot in news segments and in newspapers and everything, because we were kind of like Army Central at that point, because it stemmed from our platform, but it still wasn't us.
어쩜 이 밤의 표정이 이토록 아름다운가